Have you noticed that meat eaters have disengaged in those vegan discussions? And have you also noticed that the vegan activists really have a fallacious reasoning? Carbstrong, Freelee, Earthling Ed, all of you, all the vegan activists around here, I just wanted to invite you to follow my thought process. In just 2 points, I just destroyed the vegan activist narrative, which is all lives matter, and the other one is all lives are equal. If you look at it closely, you will see very quickly that the vegan narrative is simply fallacious. Point number 1, all lives matter. Yes, I do agree, but if you define what life is, in my definition, life is for an individual, for a living being, the process of needs fulfillment. Now imagine, you're a baby, you come to this wonderful world, and every day you are cut off some parts of your body, and a surgeon is there to make sure that you don't die, but you carry on living. So what happens is that you are suffering all the time. For me, this is not life. Your body is physically alive, but it is not life from my perspective. So based on this definition, you can be alive, you can be physically alive, but not living because you are not fulfilling your needs. So to summarize, if you are simply suffering more than you are in the process of fulfilling your needs, then in my eyes, this is not life. This is not living. So each time that you are in the process of fulfilling your needs, it is life. It is living. If you agree with that, I would like really to understand why you ask, are your taste buds more important than life? And I would say, hey, come on. What is life? When I eat a steak, maybe for 1 hour, this is my life. This is 1 hour of my life because in that time I am in the process of fulfilling my needs. So what does it mean? The cow is slaughtered maybe at 6 years old and could have lived 14 years. But we slaughtered it and we ate it. Which means for 14 years of a cow, what happens? We can live for 1 hour. The meat of one cow can feed more than 1,000 people for around 1 hour a meal time. So what does that mean? Our society believes simply that 1.5 months of a human being lifetime is worth 14 years lifetime of a cow. Concretely, for a beef eater, a human life is 112 times more important than the life of a cow. So fallacy number 1 being all lives matter is actually not the question. The question comes to fallacy number 2, all lives are equal. As an individual living being, you know that this is false. You know that you cannot say that all lives are equal. Just imagine, if you had to choose between the life of your son and the life of the neighbor, what would be your decision? Based on the connection that you have to the living being, you value life differently. So here, we obviously need a rational narrative. I propose the following narrative, which is based on the assumption that living beings' vision, target, goal on being on Earth is to propagate life in time and space. So my assumption is, similar to the universe or the nature, everything contained in them, inclusive living being, inclusive life, is striving to expand. So it means that the more power I have as a living being to expand life, the more value I have for this universe. On top of this, related to this assumption, there is the fact that living being needs to consume or to assimilate living beings' life in order to live. So based on this assumption and the subtext of this assumption, the more net power I have to propagate life, to expand life, and the more valuable I am. So comparing for one single human being how many lives he needs to consume in order to generate, create, and sustain other lives, when you do the math, you see that the net human being power is much, much higher than the net animal power of creating, generating, sustaining lives. I believe now that it is important to highlight from my perspective that the fulfillment of needs is not solely physical, but it is also mental. So it is a matter of belief, yes. If I believe that I feel good, if I believe that I am fulfilling my needs, then I am fulfilling my needs. Yeah, I am fulfilling at least a mental need if it's not a physical need. Yes, so if I believe that I need meat, then this is a need which is there, and through the fulfillment, through the process of the fulfillment of this need, I am living. This is my life. So what do we have now? Well, we have one first question, which is not a real question. All lives matter? Yes, for sure. We can answer yes. But where we say it's not the real question being, are all lives equal? And where we say no, from a subjective point of view, it depends on the connection you have to the different living beings which are around you. And point number 2, which is objectively, based on assumptions that we can discuss, no, all lives are not equal. All lives are not equal. So you will ask me, what is my strategy? And if it's not in vegan activism, what is it? And this is what I would like to share with you in the next video. Not this time, it's a bit too much.